Hey guys, my name is Attorney Walter Knott, and one of the questions that popped up during the live session was a question that I didn't know how to answer. And you got to remember something too. There's not a single disability attorney. I don't even think there's a single attorney that consistently every single week goes live on a program, on a system, to answer questions that are just anybody can call in. And I know that there's a couple of attorneys that do the radio thing, and I know who's calling and what questions they're calling in with, and I know there's that game, and I get it, and I don't blame them for playing that game. But the point is this: I take literally any question that comes in, and I don't always know the answer. And this one I didn't know the answer to. And this one, Medicare coverage for non-working spouses. Are there benefits that essentially, can a non-working spouse qualify for Medicare if the other person is receiving Medicare? I didn't know the answer to that. So we're going to do like an informational thing from AARP. I'm not going to go into the specific law, statutes and things like that, because frankly, I don't do that with any of these videos with you guys, because I would lose you. You would enjoy it, and I'd be citing most of the citations throughout the reading, and you would get bored or angry. So we're just going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it sweet. We're going to keep it relaxed, kind of walk you guys through this stuff. That way you know it. Can a non-working spouse qualify for Medicare? Medicare isn't just for people who retire after many years of working. Anyone who meets Medicare eligibility requirements can get Medicare, including spouses. But when a person asks, can my non-working spouse get Medicare, they really are asking, can my spouse be on my Medicare plan? Right? That's what people are mostly asking. The answer is no. Medicare is individual insurance, so spouses cannot be on the same Medicare plan together. Now, if your spouse is eligible for Medicare, then he or she can get their own Medicare plan. But what's interesting here is that there are some things to think about in regards to your non-working spouse and Medicare. Next question. Can your non-working spouse get premium-free Medicare Part A? Yes, if you worked and paid Medicare taxes through payroll deductions for at least 10 years. Let me read it again. There's the element. If you worked, element 1, and paid Medicare taxes, element 2, through payroll deductions, element 3, for at least 10 years, element 4, then you and your spouse will both, for premium-free Medicare Part A at age 65, essentially be able to be eligible. There's no premium for it because your Medicare tax dollars go into the Hospital Insurance Trust Fund, which then finances Medicare Part A benefits for eligible individuals. What happens if one of you becomes eligible for Medicare before the other? Unless you and your spouse were born in the same month of the same year, right? So once again, the elements. Unless you and your spouse were born, so this is like if this hypothetical exists, were born in the same month of the same year. So if you weren't born in the same month and the same year, one of you will become eligible for Medicare before the other, right? Because one of you will be older. If you both are covered by your employer health insurance and one of you turns 65, you'll have decisions to make about Medicare. In this case, which you should always take it, by the way, because if you don't take it when you're eligible, it becomes way more expensive. In this case, it will depend on the employer and their rules around covered dependents of Medicare age. Some employers may require spouses who are eligible to get Medicare to do so at age 65 in order to remain on the employer plan, meaning they force you onto Medicare. You can learn more about your potential options by talking with your employer benefits administrator if they have one. Next question. Medicare when your non-working spouse is younger. You'll need to make decisions about Medicare when you become eligible, whether or not you continue to work past age 65. So here's the deal. If you get Medicare, can your spouse attach to it if they're younger? Either way, your spouse will need health insurance until he or she is also eligible for Medicare. Here are some options, right? So they're not eligible, but they might become eligible. Your spouse may continue coverage through your employer plan if you keep working and keep the employer coverage. Once again, your spouse may continue coverage through your employer plan. Your spouse may continue coverage through your employer plan if you keep working and keep the employer coverage. Keep paying into it, even though you're not going to get the full benefit of it because a lot of it's going to be used by Medicare. Your employer may offer COBRA coverage for your spouse if you retire, an option. Your spouse may choose to buy individual health insurance until he or she turns 65. Everybody gets off of the the corporation insurance. That she or he's got to get, the younger has to get private health insurance, and then you just go on Medicare. Your employer benefits manager can help you, blah, blah, blah. Medicare when your non-working spouse is older. If your older spouse is covered by your employer health insurance, they may want to enroll only in premium-free Medicare Part A until you retire. Your employer coverage ends. Part B, along with its premium, can be added later without penalty during a special enrollment period as long as your employer provides credible coverage. It's important to note that your age as the working spouse will affect when your non-working spouse qualifies for premium-free Medicare Part A. Once again, let me read. It's important to note that your age as the working spouse will affect when your non-working spouse qualifies for premium-free Medicare Part A. You must be at least 62 years old and eligible for Social Security benefits before your spouse can enroll, because his or her qualification is based on your work record. You don't have to qualify. You don't have to actually start getting your Social Security benefits. You just need to be old enough to file for them if you wanted to. If you are younger than 62, your spouse may choose to pay the premium for Medicare Part A if needed until the premium-free benefit kicks in. Medicare may be individual insurance, but spouses should think about the above things when helping each other with Medicare decisions. I read from another website something that was not that, but I'm going to keep doing these videos so that we kind of get to the full background and bottom of it. I'll throw in some statute information so that we kind of understand specifically where it's coming from. But the bottom line is, from my understanding, and I did a CLE recently on Medicare, but they did not cover a lot of like what does your spouse get, etc. Buying through that. Bottom line is we'll be doing more videos on it because I just didn't know the answer, because I don't do a lot with Medicare. I mean, I know ABC, the different parts that you can get, but kind of the bottom line with this is that I don't interact with it that much. Once I get you found disabled, they give it to you after 24 months past your alleged onset date. Beyond that, I know other things, but I don't know the deep, dark secrets of how it works. Maybe I'll get certified in at one time just to have it. That way I have the knowledge base. Who knows? We could always go through that option. But either way, just a little update on the whole spousal situation. What benefits can they tap into when you are receiving Medicare? Okay. My name is Attorney Walter Knott, Disability Resolution PA. I hope you are well. I go live from 8 to 10 every Thursday. I'll catch you a little bit later. And remember, if you have a question, call from 8 to 10 every Thursday live on YouTube. And if you have any questions, you can always catch up with me later. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.